What's up, folks? Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the sponsorship game. And I'm going to try to be as candid as I can be about this. I don't really like talking about this subject, honestly, because I think people ask me the question thinking I've got it figured out, and then I just make boo-coos of money, and that's really kind of not the case. But it's asked so much, I guess at some point you got to address that. And I always like to use myself as an example instead of telling you what you should do. But nevertheless, I get a lot of questions about sponsorship, inboxes, DMs, you name it. People send you the question, what do I do to get more sponsors? And every time, I'm going to be honest with you, I probably shouldn't say this, but every time I hear somebody or I see that in my DM, I just roll my eyes and just palm to the face, like just stop. But to answer the question, you need to figure out, what are you trying to do? All right. Are you trying to be a tournament fisherman? Are you trying to be a fishing personality? Do you want to go the TV route? Like what is a company sponsoring is what you want to try to figure out. From my angle, I always wanted to be a competitive tournament fisherman. I never had enough money to pursue that. Didn't make enough money to do it. So after sitting down and thinking about it, I already love fishing. Fishing is my passion. If there was no such thing as tournament fishing, I would still be fishing on the bank somewhere, in a creek, in a kayak, in the river, on a boat, on a charter boat, on a deep sea. Like, I like fishing. I think it's the coolest thing ever. Before fishing was ever cool. You got to remember, I'm 35 years old. I'm about to be 35 at this point in time. And when I was a kid, fishing wasn't cool. Like, when I was a teenager, fishing wasn't cool. You guys, younger guys now, fishing is cool. Like, that's cool now. That's a real thing. I can think if I had a high school fishing team when I was in school, that probably been about as corny as the thing you could have been. But people see fishing as cool now. They understand it. It's more of an accepted norm now. So in a certain sense, it's somewhat easy to be attracted to the sport now. So a lot of times when I hear someone ask me, how do they get sponsors? I know right off the bat that they just want the glitz and glam, and that's not exactly what it is. Sponsorship is absolutely 100% a business game. And I honestly feel that, that probably if you're just starting out in fishing, or you are in high school, I want to say even college, probably don't need to be barking up the sponsorship tree just yet. I would enjoy fishing. Think about it this way. How often do you see a middle school basketball player or a high school basketball player approaching Nike? Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't think they do. I don't think that's a thing. But that's an equivalent of what you're doing. If you're a teenager, you're watching this video, and you're interested in fishing, I would be honing my skills for whatever that might be for you. That means you're going to be a tournament fisherman. I would be honing my skills. I'd fish every tournament I could. I'd fish every day that I get out of school. I'd find the nearest pond. I would just learn how to catch as many fish as you can every day. That's what I would do. I wouldn't play baseball. I wouldn't play football and fish in the summer. I wouldn't play soccer. I wouldn't play rugby. I wouldn't do any of that. I would sell out to fishing and fish. Nothing but fishing. I think that's the best way for you to do it. If I was in your position, that's what I would do. But maybe tournament fishing isn't your angle. Maybe you want to be a fishing personality, i.e. moi is my angle, fishing personality. I love fishing, think it's cool. I want to do it every day, all day, even if it's not in a tournament. My passion is tournament fishing. That's what I really would love to make a living doing. But my angle to get to that next step is being a fishing personality, which it is a thing now with the age of social media. Back when I was younger, it would have been TV or something like that. Maybe that's your angle. Maybe you want to be a commentator or something like that. Find out wherever you want to be and what you're trying to do, and I would be honing those skills right now. But to get back, I want to be a professional tournament angler. Never had the money, couldn't do it. So my angle was, you hear people all the time. They say, well, so-and-so, there's plenty of guys that are good enough to be a professional fisherman, but he or she hasn't had the breaks or to move to the next level, hasn't had the sponsorship, hasn't had the breaks. Well, that's everybody. Everybody at some point had a break or point. That's everybody. But the key to that is time. Some of us quit before we get the break. For me, it's been 13 years. It doesn't matter. I could go 20 years, and from the 21st year you get the break. That's when things happen for you. I'd rather live it that way than work 30 years doing something that I don't like to do. So the thing that I had to figure out how to do is, how in the world can I buy time before I get that career changing win or break or relationship that helps you move to the next level? So that's why I'm here today talking to you. That's my angle, is being a fishing personality until I get that break to do good. And you have to have value before any company will even remotely talk to you. So if you say, well, I want to be a tournament fisherman, and that's it, let me tell you, my friends, you better be catching them. And I don't mean finishing 30th, 40th. I mean, like, you better be winning. You better be a Mark Rose. You better be a Brian Thrift. You better be a Jason Christie. Like, you better be knocking them in the head if that's your angle. If not, there's a lot of stuff and a lot of work that you better put in to get attention, so you have value, so someone wants to do business with you. So you have to figure out what that is for you. I don't know what that might be. For me, it's the fishing personality side of it. And lo and behold, after doing that out of desperation, because I knew I wanted to do competitive fishing, it was something that I wanted to do, I got into it and found out it was something that I really, really loved more than I ever imagined. I never thought I'd be as enamored by that side of the business as I am now. So find your angle, figure out where you're going, what you're trying to do, and you better start working at it right now so that you get attention, so you have value, so you can build relationships with companies, personalities, people, all of the above, because that is what you're going to have in order to move up, in my opinion, from what I've seen thus far. And you have to keep in mind, I don't have all of this figured out. I don't really know it all, but you keep asking, so I'm telling. So that's what I got to tell you about it. Figure out where you're at, where you're going, what you're trying to do, what do you actually want to be, and then figure out a way that you can buy time until that happens. So do that. Start tomorrow. Don't wait till New Year's or anything like that. Start tomorrow. It's something that everybody can do. The United States of America is the only place in the entire world that you can be a professional fisherman. So figure out how in the world that you can buy time until your break happens. So that's it. That's what I got. That's probably all I'm ever going to do on sponsorships, because I don't really like to talk about the subject. The reason I don't like to talk about sponsorships is there's so many ways and there's so many different perspectives, and who's to say that any of it is wrong? Nobody. I mean, like, nobody who would have the audacity to say that any of it is right or wrong, because everybody has made it or done it a different way. So that's why I'm a little bit more apprehensive about talking about it. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's all I got for you. So I'm out.